Hey, I want to go back to that and talk about time. You can make a demand on God for the stuff. You can also make a demand on God for the time. See, when Mary, the mother of Jesus, said they don't have any wine, he said, well, woman, my time is not yet. Now, the word woman there means madam. It was a polite word, madam. It's not time. But she said, whatever he says, that's what y'all are to do. Well, you know the story. They took the water that they had filled up the water pots with, and they took it to the governor of the feast, and somewhere either in the pots or between the time they picked it out of the pots and they took it to the feast, the governor of the feast, it miraculously turned into wine. Now watch this. I told you yesterday. But the fermentation process takes years, about 2 years. But Jesus speeded it up so that in a moment's time, at a total of 10 minutes, absolutely, he said, fill it up. They filled it up. Or probably from the moment they filled up the cup to take to the wine, then somewhere in the process of them taking the cup, handing it to the governor of the feast, God miraculously turned that water into wine. He is the God of right now. You can make a demand on not only his supply, you can make a demand on the time frame. I'm believing God for some stuff, okay? But you see, I don't have to wait another year. I don't have to wait 2 years. The process can be completed right now. Now, if you take wine and you leave it out and it's not, bottled properly, that'll turn into vinegar. You can't use that either. For cleaning purposes and things like that. The point being, God not only miraculously made over 200 gallons of wine at this marriage feast, he did it in just a moment of time. So you may be sitting there today needing the money to pay a bill. You may be sitting there today with nothing to eat in your house and your children looking at you and saying, Mama, what are we going to eat? Yesterday I made this statement. Pat and I were just talking. I'm just preaching to you today. I got up in the morning. I didn't have no money, didn't have any way of knowing where it was coming. I said, today we're going to go buy groceries. I made a demand. Well, some money came in and we bought the groceries on the day that we needed the groceries. And listen, I was out of eggs and didn't have any eggs for breakfast this morning, but thank God I was able to go get them and had a great breakfast this morning. Cooked it myself, as a matter of fact. But listen to me. God is the God of the now. God is the God of the time frame. You can make a demand on him, his time, just as well as on his stuff. I want to say this in closing. Miraculous power of God is available to you. John chapter 2, the first miracle that Jesus did shows that he is also the God of time and that you can ask him for it in a certain time. Pat's got a message on that, putting a time limit on God. We don't have to wait another 4 or 5 years. We don't have to wait another 6 weeks. We can have it now because God wants us to have it now. Hey, I got to go. God's the God of more than enough. He's also the God of right now. And so you can have more than enough right now. Remember, Jesus is Lord. Thank God the word works.